Cobra rolls, S-curves, loop-de-loops. Few things on this planet provide a bigger thrill than the roller coaster. And thanks to cutting-edge tech like composite materials, coasters are getting even more extreme. The latest in this intense class of thrill rides is Fahrenheit, which opened at Hershey Park in Pennsylvania late last month. Its drop at 97 degrees, that's right, 7 degrees past vertical, is the steepest, most severe roller coaster descent in America. When you strap into Fahrenheit, you head over the apex of the top hat, that's the tallest point of the coaster, before the track disappears for a few seconds. At the bottom of the drop, you feel a whopping 4 Gs. That's more than NASA astronauts experienced during the launch of the space shuttle. You whip through inverted loops and cobras, rocket around turns at speeds approaching 60 miles an hour, and experience a ton of airtime. That's weightlessness, especially in the back of the train, where the ride is more aggressive, sort of like a dog wagging its tail. Popular Mechanics first visited the Hershey site in March to watch workers attach the 121-foot-high top hat. Crews were working at breakneck speed, laying foundations and erecting supports, even as workers bolted the apex into place. We traveled back to Hershey again in early May, when Fahrenheit was complete, to check out the extensive safety testing that all coasters must undergo. And we're talking strict guidelines. NASA astronauts, jet pilots, and crash test dummies that have spent decades calculating just how many G-forces people can withstand, without falling off or throwing up. First, engineers load the trains full of heavy water dummies to figure out how the cars will behave when they're at capacity. The rules say you need 100 hours of this testing, but engineers at the park said they would run over 1,000 rides before people got on the coaster. And then there's Fred. Fred is a crash test dummy who tests about 60 coasters a year. GMH Engineering flies Fred out of Salt Lake City, Utah, and outfits him with sensors in his neck. An accelerometer at chest height, meanwhile, determines the ride's G-forces. Fred only needs to ride Fahrenheit once to get all this information, but he's the one who determines if the force predicted by a design program actually holds true in the real world. For Fahrenheit, this was the case, but things don't always turn out so well. In 2007, a coaster at Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio, had an element that, after testing, was determined to be a bit too intense. That led to a delay and a replacement. For PopularMechanics.com, I'm Erin McCarthy.